Hi everybody, this is Stephen Pugh of the Home Bible College. I want to introduce a video which explains to you some of the features of the extension studies. Now some people might call these extension studies. They might already be pastors, they might already be preachers, they might already run a Sunday school or whatever they might be doing, and they just want to do a little bit more. That's okay, you can use them as extension studies, but I'm going to call them year 5. And in year 5, there will be 10 individual units. 10 individual units. So the first unit is the life and literature of the Hebrew prophets. This is the unit 501. This might take you a year to do, or it might take you 2 to do. It'd be difficult to know exactly how long this will take you. But what this particular study does is it goes through the life and literature of the Hebrew prophets right from the very earliest days in the Old Testament, right through the life of Christ and of the apostles, and on into the general letters of the New Testament, where we discover that they are still Hebrew prophets, and it'll take us right through to Revelation. So the life and literature of the Hebrew prophets is our main study material for year 5. Now also in year 5 there's another unit called 502, which is an introduction to New Testament Greek. Okay, there are 2 language studies in year 5, and the first one, it may not necessarily last very long. It's very hard to know whether you've ever come across a different language in the past, but this will be just a small introduction to New Testament Greek. We would like you to be able to just about read the text, and know what most of the words mean. That's our aim. It's not going to be a Greek grammar. It's not going to be difficult to do. We're going to just learn it like a baby would learn it. We're going to just listen, and we're going to just learn in that way. The next one is going to be Unit 503, which is what I call church history. So studies in church history. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to take that wonderful book by E.H. Broadbent, and we're going to just go through it passage by passage over a period of time during the year. They're not difficult studies. They take only a matter of a minute to read each day, and there's a few questions to get you thinking. And that's where you can bring your feedback and where you can actually commit yourself in study. Now, Unit 504 is going to be about discipleship ministry. Now, it could be that by this stage in your life, you're already involved in helping people. Maybe it's a Sunday school class or a small group of Christians that meet together to read the Bible. That is all about discipleship ministry. And we want to be helping you and assisting you in discipleship ministry. We think that probably it'll be a series of videos. That's probably going to be how we will do that. Unit 505 is going to be about gospel missions. Now, we're not quite sure how long this particular course will be. I don't think it's going to be very long, probably about 10 sessions, probably about 10 videos. And we're going to talk about how evangelistic missions can be conducted and how God can use you, or maybe you could be involved in helping other people. But the important thing is it's about gospel missions. Now, Unit 506 is going to be Bible studies in the Acts of the Apostles. We all know how those go now, don't we? There's going to be Unit 507, which is pastoral services. Now, you may say, what are pastoral services? Well, there are certain services that pastors perform. For example, they might perform a funeral service. They might also be involved in the business meetings of the church. It's a service. It's something that we do. They might be involved in conducting a service in a school for a Christian assembly. They might be involved in an open air service. They might have a tent set up at a fair where they hand out literature or they speak to people. There's a tremendous range of services. And you might be surprised when you're a pastor how the people might come to you and say, well, somebody's died and can you conduct the funeral service? Or somebody's just had a baby and we'd like to have the baby dedicated. Or somebody's just got saved and they want to be baptized. Will you help to conduct the baptism? So there's lots of services that you as a pastor may be called upon to perform, and we'll deal with that in Unit 507. Now 508 is going to be another journal. A little bit like this again. The journal on this occasion for this year is going to be a Bible teaching journal. So it's going to be a journal of your experiences and how God has blessed you and what you're praying about and what you've been teaching. But it's going to be about your teaching ministry in whatever way you do that. Unit 509 is going to be an introduction, let's wait for it, to Old Testament Hebrew. You say, oh, I can't do Hebrew. I can't even understand it at all. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to set up the Hebrew course in such a way that you will learn just like a baby learns. You will just click the computer on and you'll listen to it, the passage being read. Now, in time, you will be able to just about follow along. That's all. We're not expecting you to become completely fluent in Hebrew, just like you'll never be completely fluent in Greek either, but you will become at least aware enough to be able to hear it being read and enough to be able to just about read those words. We're not expecting you to do any grammar, not expecting any of that, but we are expecting you to be able to have at least an idea and at least be able to hear with some understanding when Greek and Hebrew are being read. And then the last unit, the last unit is Unit 510, and it's called The Pastor in Conversation. So what this particular book is, this is something that was produced by me quite a number of years ago, and it's based upon all stuff that you've seen before in the Home Bible College, but it's a book, and it gives you the subjects, and then it gives you the questions that you might then be able to meet with people and have realistic and worthwhile conversation. Okay? So each of the questions will follow an order and follow a particular pattern, and you can do as many or as few of those questions in a day, but it's going to enable you in a pastoral setting to have conversations with people for the Lord. Well, there we are. There's a lot for us to think about, isn't there? Now, by the way, the fifth year students or the extension studies, whichever way you want to call it, this may take 2 years or 3 years. It doesn't really matter how long it takes. We think it probably could take you about a year. And may I say, there's no, because we're completely international here. I mean, if I set this college up in England and had accreditation for all the course, which would cost a lot of money, then it wouldn't matter in any other country of the world. It wouldn't automatically recognize the qualification. So what we're hoping to do here, is to provide you with a set of courses over a number of years that will bring you right up to the standard of effectively a doctor of theology, or a doctor of ministry. That's the sort of level that we ultimately would want to achieve. And that's very exciting, because this is going to be free. No one's going to be charging you for it, but there will be some expenses. There will be some the things that you'll need to know and things that you'll need to read. Well, we look forward to catching up with you when we begin in January this coming year, and we wish you every blessing in your studies with us. God bless you, and bye for now.